What's up, folks? This is Acid Root, so welcome to part 5 of Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2. So, yeah, we've got standard nonsense going on here, just some shenanigans that these primates are gonna get into. Unfortunately, if you are sick of this swamp area, we're not gonna quite leave it yet. And really, even in the next video, because I don't have the money to leave the area, I'm not going to be able to. So basically, after you beat the boss, as you know, you go on to the next world, but I wanted to save before doing that, so I went back to the previous world, and then I didn't have any money because I turned off the game, so all my money reset. So then you're gonna... So I don't think that's really ever happened in too many Let's Plays before, where you have to collect money and you have to go back to previous worlds because you have to get the money just so you can save. At least not the Donkey Kong Country playthroughs I've seen, because I actually filmed me getting the banana coins so I could pay the save point. So you actually have some extracurricular activity that's not actually progressing in the game. So yeah, it's an original. You saw it here first, Acid Roots 2021. But this is kind of like hell. Basically, trying to, yeah, just, I've been kind of taking it easy on this channel, but I do have some more rhythms. I was trying to pick up a top loader NES today, or yesterday. I wasn't quite able to get one. It wasn't because of the money, but it was just because that the only place that had it was in another state. So, you know, I live in Missouri, and they had one in Oklahoma, but the thing about it is if it didn't work, you couldn't return it. So I don't know. That wasn't the most progressive business pitch, but like, you know, I would have bought it, but I didn't want to waste the $90 or $100. So basically, I wanted the top. I think I said I wanted the top loader NES, which is basically the most recent version of the NES, the one that doesn't overheat and is not from the 1980s, but I mean, obviously 1992 is a long time ago, so I don't want to just waste $100 and have it, you know, short out or have the game, because that's what happened when a bad video game that I bought really screwed up my old NES, so I don't want to have that happen again and just be out $100. So yeah, it's basically a bad business pitch, but I would like to do NES games on this channel, but I can't really do anything beyond NES Classic games because I can't get a hold of an NES. And I really hate having to return things on Amazon just because, you know, you have to pay money just to be able to return it to the seller, just to possibly get a working copy the second time, and when you should have gotten it the first time. So it's just a good way to get gypped out of $7 or $8 or something, and plus have to pay for the shipping and mailing and all that stuff. So you basically have to be somewhat familiar with mailing priorities to do that sort of thing. But I mean, when I used to like buying stuff off Amazon like that, but I don't really like buying video games just because when they don't work, and sometimes that happens. Like I tried buying the Mask video game. I was going to throw that up on Acidic Roots, the Mask with Jim Carrey, but the game broke, and I just, you know, I was having difficulties getting it mailed back. And then the warranty ran out on Amazon, so I just don't have the technical support to really do that, you know. So, but these are the Bramble stages. And the developers know that these piss people off, so that's one of the most frequented game type or template that you're going to see in this game are these Bramble stages. I think they're in every world after this world, so they're going to be in World 4, they're going to be in World 5, and they're in World 7, so it's kind of the thing, but they're not too terrible, but you just have to really have timing. Anything that you touch that's not like a platform or the barrel is probably going to hurt you. So, but it is a clever idea. I mean, you look at it and you just don't really see brambles too much. I mean, most of the time brambles are just like bushes or something, but it kind of implies that these guys are small because, you know, there's probably not too many places, you know, around, you know, in this country or on Earth that have gaping brambles like this. I mean, I really haven't seen this sort of stuff in any video game like this. I mean, it's just not likely. I mean, when you think of Brambles, you think of Donkey Kong Country 2. So, but I definitely didn't have the wherewithal to attempt this minigame. Just wound up pissing me off. Probably could use the guidebook to help me out with this, just to be able to do it. But, I mean, you do have to complete this if you want to get 102%. So they're trying to get you to use the bottom path, which was kind of pissing me off, but what can you do? So. I think I saw the end just there, so I could have done it again, but I was just like, eh. But, so I ordered some CDs. I mean, there's some rap CDs I'm a fan of that I wound up getting, and I actually am not, I know Justin Bieber catches a lot of flack on YouTube just because he came from YouTube, but he's actually he's not a terrible musician. He's really improved. He was kind of like a spunky church boy back in like 2010, 2011, but he's really mellowed out and he's all tatted up, and he has more just ambience now. So that's just kind of the thing. So I messed with his music a bit, Obviously, you would think, I'm not a teenage or 17-year-old white girl that goes to Starbucks, but I mean, he has some good stuff. He's R&B flavored. So, but then, obviously, I may be talking to a crowd of people who like this guy just because the song "Peaches" by Justin Bieber recently hit #1. So maybe you're part of that crowd that likes that song and him from that. So, but it's kind of the thing there. Just kind of on a limited diet, and it's kind of pissing me off, but trying to think what else is kind of going on. It's the middle of the morning right now, and I'm just trying to so that was the break. This is a new recording session here, but I've said this numerous times, but YouTube really is dying. I mean, it's just becoming a sellout. Everything is about YouTube Premium and the big wigs. And I was kind of halfway paying. I didn't watch the fight, but I've at least kind of kept tabs on like the information about that Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fight, which Logan Paul actually made it all 8 rounds with him, and it was just kind of, I mean, I don't have a problem with some of that stuff. I mean, Logan Paul kind of redeemed himself after causing an adpocalypse, but that's just kind of the thing. Is I wonder if that's available somewhere on YouTube to kind of say that you could see the highlights, even though people had to pay like whatever price they had to pay to do it on Showtime. But losing the point that I'm trying to say here, I shouldn't have gotten hit there. But what am I trying to say? Just talking about the big wigs on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing, is YouTube is just pointless. I'm starting to kind of move on to greener pastures when it comes to acidic roots. I mean, I'm still going to update once we get past year 6, but it's just going to be a different template this time. It's not going to be year 7, and you'll find out when year 7 eventually shows up, but it's not going to be before July of 2022. So we've got a ways before the actual, for fans of acidic roots, seeing year 7 show up. So that's kind of the thing. But it's kind of trying to, just how many situations that are kind of going on. I mean, it's too bad because YouTube had so much life in it back in like 2015 and even 2016, 2017. I mean, the 2010s were really kind to YouTube, but now this new decade is just too much competition. Too many people want to do this stuff, and it's there just plain isn't enough room for everyone. And I mean, even if there is, you have to deal with the stubbornness just in whether or not you have the subscriber interaction. Because if you don't, I mean, if you do have like several subscribers, but only 2 or 5% of them actually watch your videos on a regular basis. It's still just is not really conducive, because YouTube, if you want to make it on YouTube, it fucks you over in 2 different categories. One of which is just making sure you have the following, and then 2 of which is making sure you have the interaction. That is kind of the thing. So this is purposely nightmarish because some people are stealing from other people. If it was just get 1,000 subscribers, we'd all be in good points, but it's the 4,000 watch hours. It's just a bastard, So that was probably one of the worst things that YouTube ever did, was implement that monetization rules. I mean, it really just, they say that it was out of fear of like bad eggs, as they call them, and hackers or whatever type crowd of people that they had disdain for, but it really was just an atrocious move, just because people who didn't have problems with the website but were more small time basically got wiped out. And you look at it and it's like, you're spending money but you're not making money in return, so you're kind of hustling backwards and stuff, and it's just like, well, it just depends upon how long you want to spend a certain amount. I mean, because I've spent money on acidic roots, but because I don't have the following, I don't make the money back. So you're just purely spending money for entertainment that's not being recouped. And eventually it starts to piss you off when you realize the effort that you put into something is just purely, you're just speaking to a wall and stuff. I mean, some people have the mindset that you shouldn't be doing it for even the views, not the money, but not the views either. But I mean, that's kind of I don't know why you would upload a video to the internet if you didn't care about it getting attention. I mean, just don't upload it if you don't care about that stuff. But, kind of the thing. This is kind of a tangent bit. I mean, it seems like I have more on my mind this time than I normally do, so that's kind of the thing there. But so we're gonna get to the boss, and this boss actually kicks my ass a few times. I mean, I've beaten this game, as you've seen, 102%, but I really do not sail through this game as well as I did back when I was like 7 and 8 years old. And that's kind of strange, just because you would think I would be very elite with this game and know it like the back of my hand. Like, I can basically beat Super Mario Brothers without much trouble, but this game hasn't aged well with my... I mean, it's just not a game I play all the time. I know it so well, it just is boring to play through it now, so I don't. But yeah, this guy will break the barrels if you're too close to him, which will basically start the sequence over, so you want to not be near him when he jumps. So, and plus he's pretty big, so he has a long reach. So yeah, you saw that. So kind of an extra. I mean, I don't know how many people know about that. The fact that he can break the barrel is kind of a low-key kind of thing. Some people say don't get too close to him because he'll break the barrels that you need to hurt him with. So I don't know if like the guidebook would say that or something, or frequently asked questions, even like on Game Facts or something. But you don't want to get hit once he starts. You don't want to get shockwaved once he starts doing those small jumps, because chances are he'll hit you. And it sucks because it takes 6 hits to kill him, and you get hit on that. Just making one mistake on that 5th or 6th hit, obviously will result in losing a Kong or losing a life. So just basically stay away from him. Keep your distance. That's the main product that you want to do. And Dixie kind of helps, but obviously if you lose her and you suck with the other one, you have to learn to be good with Diddy. But alright, so that should about, practically wrap things up. I have another 15 seconds or so to sit there and talk, but I'm trying to think of what else to really say. So, yeah, he's a bastage. So, alright, folks, subscribe for more fun. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful night. See you in part 6.